Let me see here. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RVing in New England. Glad to have you with us tonight, and got a fun show for you tonight as we're going to showcase a lot of our local talent and local Good Sam people. So let me start right off by bringing John up here and catch him early in the show here. Here he comes. Hey, John.
Bob, good evening. And you know what? You got your red shirt on. It's a Good Sam color shirt. And
well, that's true. It is the Good Sam color on my RVing in New England shirt. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to our show tonight because it's a little interesting. It's a little different than we've normally done. We're bringing in two different sets of guests. And, you know, I know that you said there's a couple of dealers having events this weekend. If you want to tell them.
Meckelson's up in East Montpelier. Their summer inventory reduction sale is still going on. That'll go on through the month of August, as will the Hemlock Hill year-end inventory reduction sale. Those are the two. Cold Springs is finishing up their big open house this weekend, and they've been running that over the past 2 weekends. They've had a great run up there in Weir, New Hampshire.
Now, I have to make a question. I have a comment here. Inventory reduction sale.
Yeah.
Doesn't that go on every day? You try to reduce your inventory?
You better be. Yeah. especially when they head out to Elkhart here pretty soon and buy all their new inventory. You're a little bit dark tonight, John. You got the light on over there?
I got the light on. Yeah, the lights are on, and maybe nobody's home. But let me move it a little closer.
I don't know. Yeah,
that better?
That's a lot better on your shirt, but you're sitting right next to it. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's get closer. You're a little bit better there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's we're going to
say one thing first. What? We had a great weekend in Canada, and I'll tell you this. I've taken an airplane vacation this summer out to Yellowstone. I've taken a cruise, and we've taken several RV trips, and by far, it's not even close, the most enjoyable way that we found to vacation is in our RV. We're on our own schedule. We have the meals we want. We have them at the times we want. We're not jammed in like sardines. And anybody who's thinking of RVing but hasn't yet made the decision, let me tell you this, folks. After lots of cruises, lots of trips, lots of airplane trips, Bob, you and I have gone on some of them together out to various industry events. And I think by far RVing is our best vacation value and fun time.
Fantastic. Let's see who we got. We have some early on here. Jerry Plant is on. Maria's on. Good evening from Sandy Pond Campground. That's down in Plymouth. Nice campground. Mr. Liturgo's on. Good evening. Lisa Cole is on. She must be watching from the other room because Jason's coming on later on. Yeah. And Jerry's going to PEI in 3 weeks. Are you taking the ferry, Jerry, from Bar Harbor over there? Or are you going to just drive around the whole?
The ferry goes to Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
And then you have to go up.
Actually, while we have Jerry on, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. We have two winners to announce. Lisa, RV is the only way to travel. You're right. Mark Polk joined us. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
You have two winners to announce. 2 weeks ago, we did the Go Power solar panel giveaway, which has a value of $750. We didn't give it away yet. We waited and carried it through September.
Should we do a drum roll for that?
Can we have can you hear that?
Yeah, we should tell people that any of these prizes we give away, you can't cash them in for money. They are they're set up so that you're not able to do that. You have to accept it. You have to use it. And not only do you have to use it, you have to show us pictures in a few weeks when you get it all installed.
There you go. All right. Well, I am pleased to announce the winner of the Go Power is none other than Jerry Plant, who, because of where he works, he may already have some on his unit, but he can add some other ones. So, Jerry, congratulations on the Go Power, and we'll make arrangements to drive it down there for you because we have it here in Massachusetts. And on the FMCA membership that Chris Smith gave us after his thrilling show last week, he's up to about 6,000 views now, too. That goes to Jay Nault, Nault, and I looked at his Facebook page, and him and his wife have yellow shirts. I haven't met him, but I got a funny feeling he owns one of the KOA campgrounds.
I think they're KOA people. I think they are.
I think they're KOA. So, Jay, I'll chase you down and make sure we get that squared away with FMCA. So let's.
Bob, I just want to give you a sarcastic thank you because I put in the names of all of my relatives to win that Go Power thing, and you didn't pick my relatives; you picked Jerry.
They were easy because I just took out all the DePietros.
So that left only about four. That took out about 400 applications.
It was actually kind of easy to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's not cut into Mr. and Mrs. Qualey's time anymore, and we'll bring up Martin and Diane Qualey. Here they come, Mr. Qualey, live from the RV in Maine.
Bob, the great state of Maine.
The great state of Maine.
It is.
That's right. And these are your state directors from Maine, and they are doing a fine job. Martin just took back over. He's been involved for years. Give us a little bit of your background, Martin, and why you jumped back in there and kind of rebuilding, but you're doing a good job of getting your rally going there. You got a big rally coming up next week. Tell us about the Maine Good Sams.
No, not next week. Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
September. I'm trying to rush August. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget that.
Diane was the state director for about 7 years. She took over, and we had a blast. And we
can you get closer to the mic, Martin?
Yeah.
Can you
decided to
there you go.
Yep. That.
Yeah, that's better.
To get back in it. This time, before I was, Diane was the state director and I was Yes Dear.
Okay.
I am the state director and Yes Dear.
Well, you're just adding more responsibility.
That's right.
You just had more responsibility.
But what I did is I took a look at what we have for our chapter network. I'm in love with our
how many chapters do you have up there, Martin?
We get about 7 or 8 that are active. There's some that are,
trying to build up,
trying to rebuild.
Yep.
But about 7 or 8 that are really powerhouses. We have the Moose Track Travelers are they're setting some records as far as getting new membership. And the Pine Crafters are doing a tremendous job, etc.
Yeah,
Moose Track
nice job on their Facebook
have
page.
ice cream.
Go ahead, John.
Do the Moose Track people feature ice cream at their meetings?
No.
Track flavor ice cream.
No, we
They don't have any Moose Track ice cream at their meetings?
no. Well, maybe Ken Wagner can answer that at some point.
Yeah, well, you know what? Those are Ben and Jerry flavors, and that's over in Vermont, so we probably should.
No, Moose Track. No, Moose Tracks is a Maine flavor. Ben and Jerry probably copied it. That's good old Maine stuff.
So tell us about your event coming up. It's September 6th through 8th.
What's going on?
We got September 6th through the 8th. That's the weekend. We have a rally. We used to call it a samboree, and a slip of the tongue. I'll refer to that as a samboree.
Oh, you can call it a samboree.
Yeah. We get a lot of rigs together. You don't have to be a member of Good Sam to attend this event. We just want to get as many people together as possible to really enjoy life. It's a celebration to do that.
So you have a lot of activities planned too, as you do always. Tell us about some of those activities, Martin.
Well, we've got the first thing I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the food.
Okay, you got my vote.
You got my vote. We got a fellow coming in. It's Roland Smoke. It's Johnny Mayo. He's actually also a Shriner. So he's very familiar with the Samaritan spirit. He's going to do a chicken dinner for us that he's got all of these electronic controls so that the chicken is going to be cooked to perfection.
Now, Martin, let me stop you for a second.
Wait a minute. A computerized barbecue?
Well, it's got all of the probe.
My question's a little bit different. There are some guys in Massachusetts that are rolling smoke, but it's got nothing to do with chicken barbecue.
Well, no, none of that stuff. It's he's got it on a trailer so that when it comes in, it's secure. You know, the Fryeburg Fair, they recently had a fire, so they are very sensitive to open flames. So
okay, so we got computerized.
A
couple of barns last year, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes, yeah. But they recovered. You know, and they are a great friend to Maine Good Sam.
How can they be that sensitive though? You go to the Fryeburg Fair, every other truck is a food truck, or somebody's grilling, or somebody's got propane on the back of it.
Well, we just want to keep it safe.
Well, all right. Well, that's
okay. So you got the chicken, man. What else you got for food?
Got any lobster?
No lobsters. No
lobster in Maine.
We do have one of the 4-H people. We don't know for sure, but maybe coming and doing some hot dogs.
Okay. Okay.
So what kind of activity? Now you get a lot of kids up there also during your rallies.
We get quite a few children. In all honesty, a lot of our membership are pre and post retirement age. To be perfectly honest,
they bring their grandchildren,
grandkids.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we. Go ahead.
We don't get a lot of children, John and Bob, because we have it's right after school starts here.
Started, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, and that's plus that's Labor Day weekend too, right?
No, weekend after.
After Labor Day.
Yes, yeah. And so it's really hard for families to be able to take and do everything.
Yeah. So what else you got going on? I mean, there's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's lectures at all, or seminars on how to keep an RV from blowing up.
RV 101 by Fred. He's been to many of the New England Samborees or rallies so far, and each time he has a different topic, whether it be from troubleshooting your electrical problems to resolving leaks and whatever. He's great.
Well, tell us about your literacy program. That's one of the hallmarks of your Samboree this year, isn't it?
Yes. What we've got is a theme where we're going to have people do my favorite book. You could be to decorate your rig, or to or yourself. Perhaps you may want to do the Buck Rogers or Rebecca or Sunnybrook Farm, or maybe from the Bible. You want to do those characters.
I'll be Colonel Sanders.
Dr. Seuss or Colonel Sanders or whatever.
I'll be Colonel Sanders.
But the whole serious side of it is to promote literacy in the state of Maine. You know, you can liken the problem of the inability to read to hunger. You know, if you can't read, you can't get a good job. If you can't get a good job, you can't put food on the table. So what we've got is a gentleman. His name is Rick Charette. He's what I'd call the Pied Piper to a lot of the children. You know, our daughters are 40 and 30 years old.
They're going to kill you.
Yeah, well, they're going to kill me anyway. And they grew up with this gentleman singing his songs. And what I'd like to have each and every one of you do is to go to our website and click on the theme, and you will listen to Rick Charette singing a song, "I Like to Read." And it's just a very, very moving situation.
Yeah, I listened to it the other night. It was very good. Yeah.
Yes. And Diane and I have actually chosen one of his books to welcome. What we're going to do is when we come into the opening ceremonies, we're going to do it to a song and his book. That we can't do that, can we? We can't. No, we're not going to tell anyone what it is, but it's going to be just a zany type of thing where people are going to just have
a great time. Fun. So, Martin, can people still register by U.S. mail, or should they go online, or even crazier, can they just show up Labor Day week? On September 6th through 8th, and you'll find accommodations for them. What's the best way to?
I think next week we'll pretty much wrap up the mailing, because I'd hate to have you put a check in and then show up and we haven't received it yet. So probably next week.
Just cut it off so they do on-site registration only.
Right.
Just show up. Bring their check with them and show up.
Just show up.
Yeah.
You want to just go over the prices one more time?
Sure. It's $112 for the weekend. I believe it's $14 for the chicken dinner per plate.
That computerized chicken dinner.
Yeah,
computer-controlled chicken dinner.
And then what we're going to have is the early bird. We're within a few minutes of the North Conway factory outlets, so that if you come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and there's not that much going on, you want to take a ride, that'd be great. So it'd be $35 per night. It's just enough to cover the.
And you know what, Martin and Diane, that's cheaper than any campground you could find in that area.
Oh, absolutely.
So what do you get? Electricity, electricity, or?
We have electricity, and we also have the water.
Yeah,
there
there's a dump station.
A whole bunch of dumping stations. We don't have sewer sites.
Okay, yeah.
So, Walter, you sent this picture along, Walter. You guys have a little too much fun up there.
Well, let me tell you something. That is a chapter effort, and what it was is we made up these silly hats.
Oh, I thought it was Congress.
No. Now, Diane and I disagree because we're trying to remember. Sometimes our memory doesn't go the way it should. But what we did is we made and sold these silly hats. And it was either for scholarships. You get some child that wants to go to higher learning. Maine Good Sam is there to help them out. Or, this is my opinion, what we did is we went to each town office and we provided a check for some needy family to go have their Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
And we can't remember which one is which. Maybe one did one and one did the other.
All right, now is that you in the colorful costume in the middle there, Martin?
No, that is actually Elsie Sabula. She is of the Chickadee chapter.
That's plain to see.
Yes,
we should have known that.
And the thing, and I'm gonna the Chickadees. What they did is they actually, when they went to the campouts, the ladies would sit and knit. And what it was for is they would do mittens for Project Head Start.
Oh, at least it's not mittens for kittens.
Right.
That's right.
Now, I'm able to see what you're doing here.
Also,
What
all my hard work, I'd feel bad if you didn't see it.
what we're doing?
This comes into the charitable part, right? This is where you start giving away money.
We have raised over the years, I forget how much money.
Lots of money.
For charitable organizations, whether it be Big Brothers, Ronald. This one happens to be to Ronald McDonald House. I'm presenting a check there, and that young man is beside me. He had just came in that morning. His child was in the Barbara Bush wing of the Maine Medical, and he asked if he could be there to accept the check. I forget how much it was, 500 to 1,000, but it was just
that goes to the Samaritan
Spirit
experience and the history of the Good Sams, because they do this across the country, and I don't think they get enough recognition. They don't ask for it, and they don't seek any recognition. But for people who like to help other people, this is a great family community, and the Good Sam chapters allow them to do a lot of these good deeds, right?
Yes, and the thing is, our checkbook is relatively small compared to a lot of large organizations. But what we also are able to do is to provide volunteer work.
Yep.
We do the Special Olympics, the summer games. There'll be a half a dozen or more of us that are working the stopwatches. Diane works the novelty, the souvenir tent, and it's chaos.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, thousands and thousands of dollars are raised through the souvenir tent because there's someone there to take the money. And at the end of the day,
all the kids win.
We're able to watch.
The kids and the families are the winners.
Yeah.
I know that you wanted to bring up where we're going in the next few weeks with Hershey and with Elkhart. And before we bring on our other guests, but we want to certainly thank you, Martin and Diane, for bringing this. It's June 6th through 8th. And if you want to go a day or two early or 3 or 4 days early, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's $35 each.
Yep.
And you can just show up in the great state of Maine at the Fryeburg Fairgrounds.
Right. And I want to tell you someone else who has really been instrumental in our efforts this year. And that's Mr. Dan Craffey of Lee's Family Trailer.
Family trailer sales, right?
Yes. He's got 13,000 square feet of
The new service base.
Two large lifts to handle the large stuff. And he's a partner with a lot of, the top RV, like Winnebago.
Yep, Winnebago and Grand Design and Montana and Cougar. And he's going to have service people up there also, right?
Yeah. Yes. We're going to have a handful of rigs at the rally.
Great.
And they are going to be priced to sell.
Price to sell. I may have said June, I think, because several people have texted me saying it's September 6, 7, 8.
That's correct.
6, 7, 8. Obviously, it wouldn't be a fall event. And Martin and Diane, we want to thank you so much. And Bob, why don't you give our audience a little sneak preview as to where we're heading in the second week of September, actually right after this, when we head to Hershey to the world's largest RV show.
Let me do that. I wanted to get the Lee's trailer in there first. Okay, Martin, thank you for joining us. And Diane, thanks for helping him out there and coming along. And we look forward to seeing you down the road. And best of luck with your rally. And we'll post those dates and stuff on the website down on the comments also, so that people can do that. And they can also check it out at mainegoodsam.com.
We also, Bob, will be putting on the website some of the other activities that we are doing. We are doing more than eating.
Okay, great.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much, everybody.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later on.
All right.
John, I'm going to let you do your share while we get Jason ready first, okay?
So what we want to do is thank our friends from the great state of Maine and let everybody know that we appreciate their viewing the show, but we really want to implore them to please share this show on Facebook with others that may be interested in the RV lifestyle. There's so many things going on. People say, oh, wow, we're coming to the end of summer, but you can camp right up until Halloween. And I know like Audrey Foley, what's their last name? Audrey Egan.
Audrey Egan.
What they do is, they camp like right up until almost Thanksgiving. And there's plenty more of camping season left to go. So we want to thank everybody who has shared. And look at, just by sharing, Jerry won a great prize. And our friends in Nault also won a great prize as well. So please share. Let other people know. We get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people. And the more you share, the more advertisers and sponsors we can have on, which allows us to give away great prizes. And speaking of great prizes.
Speaking about great prizes, look at the one we just got. Jason Cole. And can you hear us all right, Jason?
Jason?
I'm here.
Oh, do you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can't. Bob's black. We got a black screen for Bob. I can't hear Bob, but I can hear you, John.
You can hear me.
Okay, that's interesting because I had a quick blank screen on you, but you're okay on my end. So I think that you may have the black screen on there, but it's not bringing up my logo. Okay.
So,
well,
Jason, Bob, why don't we do this? If you have a question for Jason, just say it and I'll repeat it. I'll translate it.
Can you?
Jason says you can't see Bob.
You can't see me, but can you hear me?
No, he cannot hear or see you, but he can hear and see me, right, Jason?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't see Joe Cavossa yet, so we'll wait to see if he comes in. And for some reason, it's not bringing up. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's bringing up some stuff. That's on the Northeast Charity Camping Family Fest at Normandy Farms. So have them explain. Talk around that and have them explain the Family Fest, John.
Yeah, exactly. So Jason, when you were you're still running Rhode Island, and the Cavossas are just retired from Massachusetts, and we should say the Swensons have come in and done an absolutely great job of following up on all the material that you've done. Yes, and we had invited Walter to be with us again tonight, but Walter said, I'm going to defer to Jason and Joe because you guys put this baby together and it's starting to gain momentum. You can see up on the screen, sixth annual, but tell us how this came about and what's planned for activities.
Well, back when we were directors, both Joe and I were approached by our national director to do a larger event in New England, and slowly, and we agreed to do it. We've done it obviously at Normandy Farms for 5 years, and we did it at Ashway RV Resort down in Rhode Island 1 year, and it's just grown year after year. And what we're starting to find out is that people are really enjoying this kind of event due to the amenities that are at these large campgrounds.
Right, and we've done shows on Normandy Farms, and it's not really, well, put it this way, it's officially a campground, but it's really a resort.
Absolutely.
with their indoor pool, their 2 outdoor pools, all the areas, the clean, lighted areas for indoor activities if there's any foul weather. But you guys have already ordered good weather, so there's no chance of anything.
Absolutely no. It'll be in the low to mid 70s, sunny every day.
Bad weather-wise. And you know what? Along with the Good Sam spirit, there is a charity involved in this. Tell us about the charity and who some of your prior winners are.
It's the Northeast Region Camping Charity. It's a 501c3 organization. We're otherwise known as Halo's Wish. We started granting wishes about 4 years ago. It actually started with Martin Qualey out at the big rally out in Syracuse, New York. We created this great race and started raising money, and eventually turned it into this charity where we like to help families be families again when there's a trying situation going on with a family member, usually a child illness or a debilitating handicap.
Yeah.
So we the Good Sam folks have gathered together and come out in forces to support this charity and allow us to raise funds to send them away on vacation.
And we should say that if people want to, because it's a 501(c), right, or C, whatever. The 50, it's tax deductible, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So if any of our viewers want to send a check, even though they might not be able to attend the event, but want to support the event, is there a specific place that they should send it, and who should they make it out to?
If they go to the Rhode Island Good Sam website, they can look up NRCC there, and there's a place where they can get the address, the mailing address for Gail Hogan, who's our treasurer, and the checks to be made out to NRCC in any denomination from $1 to $1,000. Any little bit helps.
What's the URL on that, John? I'll type it in.
Yeah. What is that again, Jason? The website?
RhodeIslandGoodSam.com.
RhodeIslandGoodSam.com.
Or you can also find the link at MassGoodSam.com.
Yeah. Or MassGoodSam.com.
Yes.
And again, they can send you checks. They don't have to be, because we get people from all over the country that watch this event and listen to it in podcast format. So we certainly don't want to let anybody feel as though their donations.
We would welcome donations from anyone.
So
talk about the people and what they've got planned, John.
Yeah, the activities, Jason. It started on the 13th, which I presume it's the weekend after. The
main Good Sam rally, absolutely. We will have 2 nights of entertainment. We have Daddy O one night, which is a 50s band. Willie J. Laws, which is a Texas blues band. An RV show. As of right now, Camping World and Pete's RV will both be in attendance. Catered breakfast on Saturday morning. Ice cream social during the day, along with games and raffles throughout the day. Never mind the great activities that Normandy Farms does on a daily basis.
That are there for all the other people that are camping.
Absolutely.
I will admit, I have to make a confession right now that last year I took 2 ice creams, 2 of those chocolate cups.
That's okay. We had plenty left over.
And Bob shows he's showing the aerial shot of the pool. We were there a couple times this summer with our grandkids. In fact, we went down with one of them. It was a Wednesday night for a Wednesday night show, and then we got, which seems to be a tradition of Wednesday nights, we get some inclement weather, and it knocked out the power to the internet at Normandy. But as it turned out, one grandchild told her brother about it, and we ended up going back a couple nights later and staying for a couple nights over the weekend. It's just a fantastic place, and even if somebody's camping down there that's not part of your organization, you still welcome them in on activities, right?
Oh, absolutely. The only thing that we try and control is the catered breakfast, because we obviously we have to we can't account for everybody. Yep. But the ice cream social, the entertainment, the RV show is open to everybody in the park.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I have seen the displays that Pete's brings. And they clean out their lot. I think they had about 20 units there last year.
They're doing nice
yeah, they had about 20 units. They are, again, planning on bringing a whole bunch of units this year. And also, I just heard from Camping World, they're bringing 6 or 7 units up. So it's going to be a great weekend. Matter of fact, Camping World is even sponsoring our breakfast this year.
Ah, great.
Okay, John, I don't know if anybody else can hear me. If anybody else can hear me, just somebody type in. But we had Masha Galvin has joined us from Normandy Farms. And Walter mentions halowish.com. I'll put that up afterwards. And Greg Mazur has joined us tonight also.
I wish I could hear Bob.
You can't hear me? Okay.
Jason, on your computer, is the sound down?
No, I can hear you fine.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah. His for some reason his screen on my computer is black.
That happens sometimes. I'm not sure why. But I can see and hear you guys. I can see and hear both of you guys. So I'm hoping that everybody else can hear. Okay, Jerry's got me.
Jerry and Marcia can hear us. So
yeah, so they can hear me. So everybody else can hear me. Maybe some of them cannot see me. And I just put up a picture of the Normandy lodge down there.
Figure out where that shot from. That
another one of the favorite ones, and Jason can talk to this. They don't just have a dog park down there; they got a dog city down there.
They do.
It's 1 acre, right? Isn't it 1 acre, John? 1 acre dog park.
It's good size. I know that. I took a walk through there. My granddaughter and I got up real early that morning, and she had her bike. And she wanted to ride through, and we went. You know what? It was Halloween in July that weekend, so the hayride got rained out the night before. But she wanted to go see where it was, so we went over there, and the dog park is there, and it's like a condo area. It's so darn big, and then they got a bike park, et cetera, et cetera. So, Jason, you bring dogs? You don't have a dog, do you?
I do. I have a Boston Terrier.
You bring them with you to camping?
Absolutely.
Okay, I haven't seen that dog.
Now, Jason may not be able to hear me, but this is an important. Do you know why this is an important picture, John?
Why is that, Bob?
Because Normandy Farms just got their license to sell beer and alcohol, and they are adding it into the store. But I'm not sure if it's this store that's in the primary building, because she mentioned one
the area
down the street. So neighbors will be able to go in and shop in the store also. But now you won't have to leave the campground to get your wine and beer. So congratulations, Marcia.
Wow. I'm signing off. Dawn just got home from the spay and neuter clinic.
Okay,
Great.
Marco, say hello to your lovely wife, Dawn, and you stick to that schedule, and we'll see you up in Maine here in October.
Now, does he mean there was a great show at the spay and neuter clinic, or does he mean we're doing a great show?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to ask Dawn.
When you read
I hope he's talking about us. Joe is trying to. Oh, wait a minute. Here he comes. All right. Let me take the store down. Hang on. I'm going to bring in the technical wizard, and hopefully we can see him in here.
I'd like to go back, John, if I could.
All right. Joe, say something. See if we can see you.
I'd like to, you talked about the donations earlier.
Yes.
I needed to pull up the address. It's the NRCC, which is Northeast Region Camping Charity.
NRCC.
Yeah, 118 Scenic Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island, 02920.
And make the checks out to NRCC?
Yes.
Okay.
Northeast Region Camping Charity. Okay.
And Bob, you can put that up there, whatever.
I didn't catch the whole thing, but we'll add it on afterwards. So Lisa says hello to JoJo, and yeah, Lisa, I forgot your husband was in Albany tonight. That's right. So you're in 2 different states, and Joe's the 3rd state. So we got 4 states. No, yeah.
I'm from New York. It's Jason Cole.
No, we got 4 states here. We got Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Albany. So we got good ones.
New York, Bob. Albany is a city. New York is the state.
Jason, I got them mixed up.
Jason, Bob only travels between Maine and Massachusetts, so he's not aware of our name.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So Cavossa told us he was a little bit late because he was plowing.
Wow.
Yeah, plowing hamburgers across the
More like
ground.
mowing.
You were shoveling. So, Joe, tell us your side of the story. Jason told us a little bit of his story. Now, you tell us the truth about how this whole thing got going.
This whole thing got going up in Maine. Him and Mr. Qualey that was on earlier decided to start a little
Race?
quahog versus potato race.
Oh, that's right. That's okay.
And it all evolved around that. And then, of course, we had Linda and Ed Thor approach me about doing an out-of-the-ordinary fall-style fest. And, of course, it was a little too much for me to swallow. And Jason being right next door in Rhode Island, I said, you know what, buddy? Come over here. I think we got something going on. So we approached Normandy, and Normandy's been taking care of us ever since. I cannot plug them any more than I already have. I spoke to them today, and I made sure that they knew we were doing this tonight. So hopefully some of those folks from Normandy are watching tonight. Thank you very much for what you do for Halo's Wish and the Good Sam.
We do have Marsha. We do have Marsha on. We do have Marsha on. I don't think Lisa is on unless she's in the background.
She said she might be getting on her own. So
okay. No. Lisa.
I'm here.
Lisa at Normandy Farms.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Marsha is watching.
Lisa Cole is here. Lisa Cole is watching just to make sure Jason's staying in the hotel room and he's not out at
out Kalupin.
Yeah, that too.
Lisa, he can't get in any trouble if he has dinner at Cracker Barrel.
And he brought a case of beer with him. So we don't want to read about any Marriott hotel trashed.
When this thing started, it evolved as a little race that was making $100 or $200 at every rally we went to. And I believe, if my numbers are correct, we made some serious money last year. I think it was like $25,000. So we had to go legal with this thing and do it the correct way. So Jason and Walter have got the correct paperwork for the charity. So that's why now we've moved it to a charity. Of course, DBA'd under Halo's Wish because we're still waiting for the rights on that. Hopefully, we can get the rights from Marcus, to use Halo, seeing how they're no longer using the dog. So,
okay.
I sent him an invite to watch tonight. So hopefully, maybe he's out there watching, and he's got a standing invitation to come on the show and talk about his new program. I hear you. Say something, I hear you, but you can talk directly to Marcus or to Marcus's office if you have any issues with Camping World. So I think that's a very positive program for them. I hope it works out.
Hey, Bob, I think it's important. Let me direct this to Jason because he can't hear you.
Yep.
And it's important to note that you do not have to be Good Sam members to attend this event, right?
Oh, absolutely not. No, we welcome anybody.
Okay.
We welcome anybody, as with the Good Sam rallies. Anybody is welcome to come camp with us, right, from a tent to a motorhome.
We didn't talk about price yet because I think the way this is priced out, it's cheaper than going on your own to Normandy.
And yeah, it's $130 for the weekend, including 2 nights entertainment and breakfast.
And an ice cream social and
RV show.
Absolute value because during the summer I think we paid $111.
Now is that 2 nights camping or 3 nights camping?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right, Jason?
Yeah, we come in Friday, leave on Sunday morning.
3 nights camping.
So 2 nights. Okay, 2 nights camping, 3 days. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 nights camping.
Yes.
And then Joe, tell us what the other specials were. The ice cream social, a breakfast on Saturday.
Breakfast on Saturday, entertainment on Friday and Saturday night. Of course, you got all the pools and all the stuff that Normandy does that we're entitled to do as well, which is, of course, we all know the children have a blast over there.
And they have a world-class kids playground, too. I think there's 2 of them.
It's unbelievable. They have so much help for every place you go that has kids running around. They have like 7 or 8 teenage kids watching them, but they're all hired help. So they're always keeping an eye out. They just got their wine, beer, and liquor license too. So it ought to be interesting this year.
Yeah. Now, what was the question I had? Are you going to be doing any special dinner where you order out, where you pay extra on either night, on Friday or Saturday night? No, not going to do that.
No.
Okay. So, but we should say that, and I'll tell Marcia this, is that the snack bar there is excellent. They've got new operators this year.
Yep.
And great food, fresh, reasonably priced, and ample portions. So that,
Nice.
But then again, RVers always bring a lot of their own food anyway.
Right.
Yeah, Joe and I, we can't thank the Daniels family enough for the amount that they've supported us over the past 6 years. They welcomed us with open arms. Their staff works tirelessly to make sure that anything that we request is done in a moment's notice. It's just a wonderful facility that everybody should try camping at least once there.
Yeah.
Our first year at the park, our intentions were to, at the end of the season, to bring our Halo's Wish child/family to the park that we were at, so we could present them with their gift or with their trip or whatever it may be. Our first child went to swim with the dolphins in Florida, so I called just to see if we could maybe get a site or a cottage or even a tent site for them. Normandy went over and above. They gave me a yurt for the whole weekend. So what they've done over there for us is just amazing. It's like a no-fault thing. Jay and I walk in there, we do what we need to do, and we walk out, they hand us a check. And it's amazing for what they do for us.
Well, that's great. That's great. It just goes back to that whole thing about how the Good Sam spirit was. I know the focus of the organization's changed a little bit. They have insurance programs, and they have what do you call it? When you break down and that type of thing. But you guys are the real deal. And, I'll say it, and I think I'm right. Y'all don't get paid for this. You do this.
No, this is just because we enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a labor of love. Most of the children/families that we help, they need the help. And a lot of them, they don't even ask. It's usually people put their names up, and then we approach them after we get the names. So they really don't even know what's going on until the time comes.
Right.
Well, that brings up a good point, Joe, that if people have people that they'd like to nominate for that, now they don't have to be Good Sam either, or how does that work?
Absolutely not.
They do not have to be Good Sam, but we would like them to go to our website and fill out the application for a nomination form. And then what we do is review them and go over them. We haven't, to this date, we haven't refused anyone yet. So.
That's amazing.
Hey, Bob, we got the two guys up here. We have Jason on the left and Joe on the right, and you in the middle. But guys, Jason, I'm sure you'd be the first to admit that your spouses are equally involved, if not more equally involved.
Absolutely. No, both Lisa and Rhonda, they've been our backbone, and they've supported us 100% throughout this whole adventure. I would lie to you if there hasn't been some trials and tribulations and some behind doors arguments, but in the end, we've all moved in the same direction.
That's
hey,
great.
Bob, it's nice I can see you now and hear you now.
Huh? You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
But not only our wives and our spouses, as well as our staff, John. Our staff helps out a lot. Every rally that we have several, probably a dozen raffles. People sit at those tables all day long, collecting money, selling tickets, and then we do a raffle at the end of the weekend, and whatever we bring in goes directly to Halo's Wish, nonstop. Nobody cuts a cut off the top or any of that. It just goes right to our bank account. So once again, the family, Good Sam family members, hats off to all of you people that help with the charity and chapter members.
Hey,
and we constantly get checks, $25 from this chapter, $10, whatever they can get, they send to us. So a very giving family, the Good Sam family.
That made a little light bulb go on up here. When we send the notice out next week to the dealers, so that we see what other dealers are going to exhibit. I know we're probably going to lose Diamond RV because they've been sold, and that announcement I think is going to come next week. However, you just made my light bulb go on. In that announcement, why don't we put a notice in there that they can donate things for the raffle and in their name? So if they got something in the parts and accessory store, they got an RV toy or something that they want to put into the raffle,
or even a gift card.
With a gift card and say courtesy of XYZ dealership. We got 35 dealerships out there, so even though they may not want to participate because they're too far away, or it's they got something at their dealer lot that weekend, I'll bet we get a lot of stuff from the dealers themselves that we can put into the raffles.
That's
the
good.
more the merrier. We do a travel and raffle also. What's your bigger items? This year we've got, what do we got, Jay? A cooler, one of those plug-in freezer cooler / we got cornhole boards. Last year we had tickets to Bruins games. I mean, we'll take anything and everything. People will bet on
in the background.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank
you, Marsha, and the Normandy Farms family.
Here, oh, hey, Joe, could we raffle off DePietro this year?
I bet you he'd go for a big price.
Yeah, I bet he would.
A night with DePietro, come on.
Yeah,
if anyone knows that guy, a night with DePietro, you could be eating almost anywhere in the world.
Well, we could do a night with DePietro in the North End.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then a cannoli eating contest, and we'd be good.
Hey, wait a minute. We just found out, Jason Cole, last week that was a couple weeks ago was your first time in the North End, huh?
Absolutely, that was incredible. Me and Lisa went out for dinner, and we had a wonderful time. And we will go back.
All this weekend are the festivals.
Yeah.
I think Lisa started the bidding on DePietro.
Lisa, that's too much money. I'd have to give you 99 cents and change.
Yeah. Can you imagine that was his first trip to the North End?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we do have Pebble Hill on our island,
Wait, were Joe and Rhonda with you?
No, it was just me and Lisa.
Wow. Separated at birth. They didn't even go to the North End together? Man, could have had your own personal guide. Scott Nichols joined us from Marshfield. Hi, Scott. Glad you were there. And okay, we got that. And we got Marsha's note there. All right, let's wind it up. Once more, they can go. The Rhode Island website, is it R.I. Good Sam?
No, Rhode Island Good Sam. It's the whole word.
The whole thing out. Okay.
Yeah.
Rhode IslandGoodSam.com.
Yes.
MassGoodSam.com.
And also, Joe and I would also like to thank both you and Bob and John
you guys.
for all the support that you've given us over the years, whether it's video service, airtime, just allowing us to talk and spread our word. You both have been amazing to us.
You do good things for people. And
right. When people like to help people that do good things, and you guys and the Good Sam chapters throughout New England, and this particular event is spectacular. I mean, if somebody hasn't attended before, they really should go. I don't know where you could get so much fun in one weekend and still feel very good about it in terms of the charitable events and the fundraising that you have, and be able to get 2 nights at Normandy Farms for that price.
What was the price again?
$130.
Okay.
That's like
if you call Normandy Farms, if you call Normandy Farms direct, extension 313 for Lisa, and she can set you up for this weekend.
Right, but make sure you say it's Good Sam, because your regular retail rate is higher than that. I don't know if the Patriots are playing that weekend or not.
I do not know.
They're not. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because if that brings in an extra, and it's a huge campground. There's 400 sites.
Mm-hmm.
But the amazing thing is, even with 400 sites, it doesn't seem crowded at the pools. And we just took a cruise 2-3 weeks ago, and I'll tell you, folks, it was crowded everywhere. There were lines everywhere. But at Normandy, it's not the case. And Walter has $5. Okay, but I have to bring Walter. Is that bidding or is that my rate?
He has to bring his granddaughters.
talk about family camping.
Right. So when they do call Normandy Farms,
Yes.
do they reference Northeast Region Camping Charity?
Either one, or Good Sam. It's the Good Sam. It's the Good Sam. It's the Family Fall Fest.
Register for Good Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
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 All right.
And
So
this
they-
Friday the
they get
13th
farms,
will mean something good.
charity, they get raffle items, they get a small RV show, and they get Jason and Joe. The hell more could you want?
And DePietro's going to be there.
Yeah, Johnny.
Now, let's get. I got to tell you this quick story. 3 or 4 years ago, or 3, whatever it was, our granddaughters met Walter's granddaughter up in. I don't know whether it was at Normandy or whether it was in Greenfield.
It was in Greenfield.
In Greenfield, and then last year,
They kept running around looking for each other.
huh?
They were running around looking for each other. I remember last year.
At Normandy, as soon as we got there, Abby came over and Mila and Reese hooked up with her. And you know what? Bob says it best. If you have kids running around a campground, it's not an issue that you have any fear. If you have kids running around a normal neighborhood, you have to watch out a little bit more. And that's really one of the intangibles of camping, that it doesn't show up in any brochure. I don't know what the heck she means by that.
She'll pay $10 if you don't show up.
If you don't show.
So the bidding is going. Rhonda says Mike and Sully. What does she mean, Joe?
Mike and
Have you
Sully.
seen the size of us?
Have you ever seen the cartoon?
Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
I'm Mike. He's Sully.
Yeah. He's the big guy. I'm the little guy.
Oh, okay. I don't do cartoons.
It's a
All right,
movie.
we are right up pretty close to 8 o'clock, and I'm sure Jason's got work to do out there in Albany. And Joe, thank you for getting on, and thank you guys for everything you do there. And we look forward to
Guys,
seeing you
once
down
again
the
for
road.
having us, as usual.
September 13, 14, and 15.
Correct. And the Patriots are playing on the 15th.
Huh?
Patriots play Miami on the 15th
At Miami?
in New England.
Oh, in New England. So you can go right up the street.
Go after the game from there.
Check
Not
check
gonna
out.
get there. You know what? I will guarantee you, if people came to that event, that they could go up the street and find a ticket in the parking lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. And didn't
What?
Miami
How
beat
much?
the Patriots last year? At least one game.
Didn't what?
I don't recall.
I think Miami did beat the Patriots
I think they
Yes.
might have one game.
last year. And there'll be a little bit of a revenge factor in there, I'm sure. So
Okay.
130
One,
deal of the century.
one last time, the Go Power winner is Jerry Plant at Majors RV, and the FMCA membership winner is Jay Nault, Nault, and him and his wife have yellow shirts and the picture on their Facebook page. So I think they own one of our New England, perhaps one of our New Hampshire KOA campgrounds. All right, guys, we will sign off. Thanks again for a great show. We will see you down the road, and travel safe.
See you all in Normandy. Thank you.
Thank you.